Afternoon. Welcome to the Media News on Voice of the People Television. I am Promise. Before we begin the news, kindly visit our website on www.vop.ng for fresh and trending stories by the day. Now, the headlines. Tinubu reinstates commitment to $2 billion broadband expansion. And talking about investment decisions now, Nigeria secures a $5.5 billion in feeds, targets more. IGP tax police command to reduce crime by 50%. Kano senators suspension inconsequential, and this is according to the state chairman. Maritime transporters threaten strike in Lagos. And in business, organized private sector rejects VAT hike, demands review of bills. In sports, Nigerian forward dies after tragic road accident in Uganda. In entertainment, Drake dethrones Kendrick Lamar on Billboard 200. And now, the news in details. President Tinubu has underscored the importance of digital infrastructure in driving economic growth, job creation, and youth empowerment, saying the federal government is committed to expanding Nigeria's broadband infrastructure. The president highlighted a $2 billion investment in fiber optic cables aimed at improving nationwide internet connectivity. Tinubu spoke in Abuja while receiving a report from participants of the Senior Executive Council 46 of the National Institute for Public and Strategic Studies, Kuru, according to a statement on Monday by the Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga. As part of an 8-point recommendation to the federal government, the report urged the expedited enactment of the Digital Economy and E-Governance Bill 2024 and the waiver of a right of way fees to accelerate telecom infrastructure deployment. Responding to that report, Tinubu reiterated his administration's focus on leveraging technology to empower the youth and create sustainable jobs. He also noted that youth empowerment is at the core of his administration. Meanwhile, President Tinubu says he would set up a committee to align the census budget to the government's present financial realities. This followed a meeting at the State House, Abuja, where officials of the National Population Commission, led by Chairman Nasiru Kwara, briefed the president. Since its last census in November 2006, Nigeria's housing and population census has faced repeated delays and logistical hurdles since the twilight of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. Under the Tinubu's administration, plans to reschedule the census have equally faced difficulties, as the federal government remains uncertain about timing and methodology. It is also not sure about questions on how best to capture data on large mobile populations, including internally displaced persons in the country. Away from that now, Nigeria has secured 3 out of Africa's 4 final investment decisions last year, valued at over $5.5 billion. The Special Advisor on Energy to President Bola Tinubu, Olu Vaejen, has said this. Vaejen said Nigeria is poised to secure an increased number of FIDs, a move that reinforces investor confidence and drives sustained economic growth in the energy sector. Speaking at the Nigerian International Energy Summit 2025 yesterday, Vaejen, the country's improved investments climate was driven by key reforms, including 3 presidential directives issued on February 2024 to remove barriers to real investors. These measures, she said, helped attract major investment commitments, such as the Ubela FIDs, which was secured through a total JV and Shell's approval of the Bonga North feed. And away from that now, the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, has asked the public to disregard the comments of the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasiru El-Rufai, against him. El-Rufai had, during an interview on a local television station yesterday, accused Ribadu of orchestrating attacks against him as part of his 2031 presidency project. Reacting in a statement, Ribadu said he has never discussed running for president come 2031 with anyone, but is rather focused on the success of Bola Tinubu's led administration. Moving on, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Igbitukun, has mandated all commands of the Nigerian Police Force to implement a comprehensive action plan aimed at reducing crimes rate by 50% in 2025. The IGP gave the charge at the opening of the 5th edition of the annual conference and retreat to senior police officers in Abeokuta, Ogun State. Igbitukun noted that the theme is in the line with President Bola Tinubu's security vision and underscores the determination of the NPF to cultivate a police force that is professionally competent, intelligence-driven, and equipped to confront emergency threats proactively. Also speaking at the event, Governor Dakpo Abiodun of Ogun State said his government will provide electric motorcycles to the Nigerian police force to enhance operations in the state. And now talking politics, the All Progressive Congress has flayed a former governor of Kaduna State, Nasiru El-Rufai, for attacking President Bola Tinubu and the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu. El-Rufai had, during an interview on a local television, stated that the sequencing of the president's economic reforms is wrong, backing some of Tinubu's economic policies, some of which he said are the right orthodox policies. El-Rufai noted that the sequencing is wrong and the quality of the people implementing them leaves much to be desired. He stated that some of the reforms are just wrong. He also added that you do not address food inflation by destroying domestic agriculture. El-Rufai further condemned Nuhu Ribadu's appointment as NSA, saying he is not qualified for the task. But reacting to comments, the national vice chairman of the APC in the Southeast, Dr. Ijoma Arodiobu, described El-Rufai's criticism as pathetic, saying the ex-governor was resentful and whose selfish expectations were not met by Tinubu's administration. Meanwhile, the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, has tasked the public to disregard comments of former governor of Kaduna State, Nasiru El-Rufai, against him. El-Rufai had, during an interview on a local television yesterday, accused Ribadu of orchestrating attacks against him as part of his 2031 presidency projects. Moving on, chairman of the New Nigeria's People's Party in Kano State, Senator Masood Doguwa, has dismissed the suspension of the senator representing Kano South, Abdul Rahman Sumaila, and 3 others. Factional chairman of the state chapter of the party, Hashimu Dungurawa, had accused Sumaila and the 3 lawmakers of engaging in anti-party activities. The affected members are Abdullahi Rago, representing Rogo Federal Constituency, Abdullahi Rurum, representing Rano Kibiya, and Ali Gini, representing Dala Federal Constituencies. Reacting to the Doguwa, said that Danguruwa lacks the authority to discipline members as he is not the authority state NNPP chairman. He insisted that the lawmakers are members of the NNPP under the fruit basket logo as recognized by the Independent National Electoral Commission. Well, joining us to analyze this and more this afternoon on the Media News is Barrister Darlington Agomo, who is our VOP in-house analyst. Good afternoon, sir, once again.
We're
in the morning and we're here again. I'm very well, thank you, sir.
We will always be following each other like spirits.
Like our village people. Good to have you once again, sir.
Yeah,
so, Barrister, it's not a new thing that politicians cross carpets. It's a norm. It has become like a norm in Nigeria where you see a politician cross carpet from party A to B and then back to party A or even to C. You know, Ned Nwoko has cross-carpeted to APC from PDP, even though there is a lawsuit to that. They're asking, for him to relinquish his position at the Senate. It's not a new thing. What do you think? If you have anything to chime in there.
If they are cross-carpeting on principle or on conviction, I would say there's no problem. But on what basis is anybody crossing to APC? Is it that the party is performing so well? Is it that the party has a structure that you can bank on?
They are the leading party.
I'm talking of a party without a BOT. Is it that the party has internal mechanism for resolving issues, or that one man will sit down somewhere in Abuja and tell the 30 states what to do and what not to do? So, is it that the country has brought a good name and good image for Nigeria? I mean, is it that the country...
Barrister, you're saying APC is not doing wonderfully well as per economic policies. Is their policies not yielding fruit for us in Nigeria?
Can you tell me, all the people that are crossing to APC, can they tell me one single reason for doing that, except what? They want to be closer to the kitchen, so that whatever comes out of there, they will partake in eating it. There are no other reason. No other reason, nothing else, nothing. And then some of them that have corruption cases, just like their former chairman Oshomole said, if you have committed any sin at all, just come to APC.
And your sins shall be washed away.
So these are the reasons. So I'm not amused that they are crossing to APC. They will soon leave APC.
Even Labour Party, a lot of Labour Party lawmakers cross-carpeted to APC. As much as people believe that because of the Obi's mantra or because of the likeness will be, a lot of people voted favorably for Labour Party in the 2023 elections, but some hopes have been dashed because it seems like you said, it's just for their selfish interests. It's not about the people. It's not about the policies of the party. It's not even about the ideologies of the party now.
No, in the next election, those people, there are people waiting for them in their respective constituencies. At that time, they will give them their scorecards.
So you think they will not be able to come back to the National Assembly?
What are you saying? There are people who will never...
They may come back from APC. With APC flag, they may come back.
Who will now vote for them from the same constituency? That same constituency they cross-carpeted. APC members were there before.
But we'll have the power of the ruling party, the fact that these are the ruling party. There are some notions that will feel that, oh, the ruling party, manages the electoral body and tells the electoral system, or manages the electoral system, let me just put it that way. So that should be as their own advantage also.
Yeah, that is it. So the same people who were there, because everybody come from a constituency. When Labour Party people were elected from their constituency, some APC members were there. And so those APC members you have now run to, you mean they will now give you a chance for you to take over their place? It's not possible. So they will soon come back to Labour Party, mark my word. Because Nigerians have made up their mind on what to do in 2027.
Okay.
We will not make this kind of mistake again.
And what do you think Nigerians will do?
They are going to vote right and insist that their vote to count. Because
did they do that in 2023?
I said they made a mistake. You can't continue to make mistakes all your life now.
Okay.
Yes, they are based on what they were promised and what they were told. They have now discovered that what that glitters is not good. So I don't think they'll make another mistake, considering what has happened to their life so far.
So, Barrister, do you think Nigeria is ripe? You think are we at that point where our votes will truly count in this country?
Look, one man will spoil something one day, another man will correct it one day. Abi? That is the nature of things. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing remains forever. There will be a change at a point. At least all of us have agreed that we want a better life, want a better society, want a better democracy, want a better governance. So, if all of we have agreed on that, then we are going to look for those who would take us there. Not this thing we are seeing now. We have tried APC and tested them. They have nothing to offer. That's the truth. So 80% of Nigerians cannot be wrong. I challenge them to make an opinion poll. Let Tinubu make opinion poll today and see his scorecard. Let the Tinubu conduct an opinion poll, independent opinion poll. It will tell him where he is going or what he has achieved so far. So is that the party you want to go and join? I said they don't have a BOT. I've been asking them, where is the chairman of your BOT? Who are the members of your BOT? Nobody have told me. Since that party was formed though.
Board of Trustees.
The highest decision-making organ of a party. You don't have it. So who is taking decision?
But they have been doing quite all right without a BOT.
I just told you how things are done. One man will sit up there and tell you this is what I want to happen.
Barrister, they've been winning elections. People have been voting for them. It looks like people really love the All Progressive Congress Party.
True talk.
Because if they don't love them, why do they keep winning elections? That's the question.
Let there be free and fair election. And let's see how far APC will go.
All right, Barrister, still talking about APC now. The National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, has asked the public to disregard comments by former Governor Nasiru El-Rufai, former Governor of Kaduna State. Remember, in an interview, El-Rufai yesterday accused Ribadu of orchestrating an attack against him as part of his 2031 presidential projects. Barrister, we've not gotten to 2027 yet. So people are talking about 2031. And you know what 2031 comes. So it looks like some people believe that, or some people are of the opinion that the North is going to regain power come 2031. So the president will have to finish up in 2027, and when it gets to 2031, power goes back to the North. So the power has to shuttle between the South, West, and the North. Hopefully, I don't know when South is going to come in. And for that of Southeast, that may never happen. Even also, Bayo Onanuga has asked El-Rufai to move on from complaining that he didn't get any ministerial appointment. Remember, El-Rufai said yesterday that, in fact, it wasn't even the National Assembly that seized him the opportunity to get that appointment, that it was the president himself, President Tinubu himself, that made him not to get a ministerial appointment after going to defend him on security issues in Chatham House. Barrister, you remember that during the campaign?
Now, I will not disregard what El-Rufai is saying, because the NSA that I know now and the EFCC chairman that I know before, they are not the same.
Really?
A lot have changed.
What changed about him?
This is not the Nuhu Ribadu that headed EFCC when he was formed.
What changed about Nuhu Ribadu?
In fact, he has changed in such a way that I don't understand him again. He is speaking from both sides of the mouth. I have been waiting for when he will take Aisha Yusuf to court. Because he said the woman lied against him and all that. Up till now, nothing. And I said it the first day this news broke, and he said he was going to court, that the lawyers have asked him to retract her statement or go to. I said, look, don't even waste a minute, don't warn her. Go to court immediately.
El-Rufai also said that the NSA wasn't qualified to take up that position.
Yes.
So, you know, he was a former police head. And the national security advisor, usually people who get this position, normally comes from military background.
Exactly.
Was that the problem?
Exactly. Not only that, the way he had been handling that office, under his watch, insecurity escalated in Nigeria.
But there was insecurity before he came in, Barrister.
I said under him it is escalated. It got worse. So all these things doesn't give him respect at all. Especially that altercation with that lady, Aisha Yusuf, whom declared was so what stops you from going to court after your threat and everything? What stops you? You are going, it's your right. You are not under immunity.
So what you mean what Aisha Yusuf said about him condemning the president now and now he's hobnobbing a member of his cabinet with him.
You should have gone to court as he threatened.
He also asked her to provide a proof. Even though there was proof all over social media, over the dailies back in 2006, people even brought out those receipts for him.
Did you not see the plethora of evidence that was what shocked him now? He didn't know he said it before the camera, before the press, Abi. He didn't know. I even provided some here. Because I knew when he invited Tinubu to Awolowo Road office of EFCC. And the day the man was going there, he gathered over 200 of his Obas and chiefs because he was the governor then. And, when the man saw them with all the new cars and everything, he was shocked. He only came outside to welcome Tinubu and said, okay, Chief, we are happy you came. There's no problem for honoring our invitation. You can go back, no problem. That was it. Promise, that was it. So what are you saying? Why did you invite him? Why didn't you invite him? Why did you invite him if you didn't want to have anything against him? So, in fact, he's no longer... So he forgot that this thing will impact on him later. Whenever he even wants to contest, people will remind him of all these things. That he's not reliable. Yes, now, that's the meaning. Ever since he has been handling that office of NESA, I said insecurity escalated under his watch. It escalated under his watch. He came out and told us that the military and the police are selling the arms and ammunition bought for them to terrorists.
But he never did anything about it.
Yes, nobody was brought to book. Can you imagine? So a man who is always, talking without action.
So do you think the president will retain him as the NSC come 2027? If perhaps, peradventure, the president wins his second term, you think he's going to retain him?
Is it not obvious? President Tinubu selected those with baggages. You check all the people he appointed as minister or whatever. Go and check their background. They have baggages. How did the Nuhu Ribadu left the EFCC? How did he left? When he left the EFCC, what happened? So go and check all the people he appointed. He has something on them, so that if they begin to grow brains overnight, he will now, remind them where they are coming from. Yes, now. So, and that's why there is no star minister in this.
How many of his ministers has the supposed baggages you're talking about?
I said almost all of them. No, but
can you mention names?
I said
can
all
you
of
name
them.
Names?
All of them. I said when I said all of them, I mean all the ministers.
Has baggages.
All of them.
You mean all the ministers has cockroaches in their cupboards?
In their cockroaches, skeleton, crawling skeletons. From Oyetola, his nephew, to what's it called? This man at NEPA, who is extorting money from us.
The power minister.
Who is extorting money from? Because that's what that one has come to do, extorting money from us. You said people should be in band A, B, C, D. At the end of the day, everybody is now in band A, and you are collecting exorbitant amount of money without giving us prepaid meter. What does that tell you? What does that mean? No, tell me, what does that mean? You mean Nigeria does not have money to give everybody prepaid meter? No, they deliberately don't want to do that because they are making money from people through estimated billing. Which the federal government have even told them to stop. But he's making money out of it. If you don't pay, they come and remove your wire because you don't have alternative now. You don't have alternative. If NEPA had been like the network or the telecom, if Glo disappoints you, you go to MTN. If MTN disappoints you, go to Airtel. You don't have that in NEPA. It's just only one that provider. So they are making a hell of money out of us. Is that what you call a service delivery? So all of them, I said there is no star minister in this administration. Ojo, who was supposed to be doing so well, in terms of...
Oh, he is doing well, the interior minister.
He has a baggage too.
Which baggage does he have?
In the Better Do scandal, he was mentioned. He was heavily mentioned. So what are you now saying? He was heavily mentioned. All of them. Go and check their background, their record. They have something on all of them. Yet, Tinubu appointed them. In the case of El Rufai, I think one of the reasons why the man was...
So does El Rufai not have a baggage?
He has, yes. I want to... Yes. His one is that he's an extremist. A fanatic. That is the only problem.
Why do you think the president dropped him?
I told you now that he's a look, you have a Muslim ticket, and you now have a fanatic who is a minister. You do believe that he's going to cause problem for his administration. If you consider what El Rufai did in Kaduna.
But did he not know that before he took him on a ride during his campaign?
Those ones, yes. Now, there is a difference between campaign and election proper.
So, Barrister, you're saying that El Rufai was used?
Yeah, exactly. He used him. Yes, he used him.
He was used and dumped.
Exactly. He made use of him when he was campaigning. After that, he now say, look, even though you help us in cooking this food, I don't think we are qualified
but was
to
that fair?
Join us in the table.
Was that fair for him?
Well, that is what happened in Nigerian politics. Dog eat dog. In Nigerian politics, the end justifies the means. So, all the people that Tinubu use, go and check all of them. Go and check.
All right, Barrister, let's still talking about baggages and the end justifying the means. Emefiele's case is going to come up on 26 February 2025. So that's where we'll hear the ruling of the alleged corruption case against Emefiele. Barrister Darlington, it looks like Emefiele was used as the scapegoat for former President Muhammadu Buhari during his administration. Remember, he looks like the Sambo Dasuki of Jonathan's administration. During Buhari's administation, we'll have the Emefiele that took the fall for everything, even though he had a principal he was taking orders from, which was the president. And nobody has been able to hold the former president, accountable for Emefiele's action. You
see, this is why I will advise anybody that these presidents have appointed. When they are doing their dirty job and their dirty order, they should use their brain. They should apply number 6. Because if you go to section 6 of our constitution, it made it clear. That's why we are saying that this our constitution, there is a lot of shortcomings. A lot. Because in the first place, it was given to about the military. That is why if you go to that section 6, it said no head of state. That means they are referring to the military should be called to take to court or called to account for what he did in office. Clearly stated. And the civilian administration have seen it as a very good weapon for them to follow the military step. If not, that would have been the first thing, since they have been changing this constitution, that would have been the first thing for you to change. It is that particular section C that is giving all of them the impetus to do what they are doing, and they will not be called to order. If you take Buhari to court now, he will just quote section 6 of the constitution, and the matter is over.
But he went to him and President Olusegun Obasanjo.
They went outside.
They went to Europe to defend the case. So if you're able to go out of the country to defend yourself, why can't you not defend yourself in your country? Why can't you defend yourself to the people who voted you in?
Your constitution does not extend to Paris. They don't know whether you have a constitution in the first place. Are you getting what I'm saying? It is outside here. That was why they went there. They didn't come and quote them. My constitution said that I cannot.
So do you think our constitution should be rejigged at this point?
I think. Are they not reviewing it? If the last time I checked, they reviewed that constitution over 3 times. In fact, what's the name? The man is serving jail term in the UK now. Ike
Kuremadu.
He was heading it.
The former Senate.
Yes, he was heading it.
Vice President.
The constitutional review. They have been reviewing and reviewing. I'm telling you, in the even 11th and 12th assembly, they will continue to review the constitution. So since we've been reviewing our constitution and we seem to have a problem with it and we seem not to go further with it, is because
what is the next call of action?
There is selfish interest of the politicians because they know that whatever they review may catch up with them tomorrow. That is why they don't want to deal with that constitution. Throw it out completely and write a people's constitution. The way the military did it for their own selfish interest, the civilian administration have sustained it because it is now helping them.
So we're using the military constitution in the democratic system of government. Isn't that a clash of interest?
I am telling you, that is why every right-thinking person have agreed that this constitution is a trash. But because it is fulfilling the purpose of the greedy and corrupt civilian administration, they have sustained it. You can see. I say go and look at that section 6 and what it says. You will cry. You will cry and weep for Nigeria. Who made such a constitution? Go and check that of Ghana here.
Part of a constitution that says with just primary school certificate, you can't be a president in the country. You don't even have to be educated to be a president.
Yeah,
how does that help us? How do we move forward?
If you have or if you have attempted,
if you've attempted primary school,
or you can convince her that you can speak and write. I said my former gate man you can understand English, you can speak it. but ask him to write it.
So was that why during in 2015 people were saying that if Buhari comes with a NEPA certificate, there was rumors that he doesn't have he didn't have WAEC certificate
because that was what the constitution
so people
said.
were like, if he comes with a NEPA certificate, we are going to vote for him.
Exactly.
And they actually did.
And that was why the military, they are not given to excellent academic pursuit and all that. So that was why they put it in that constitution. It was a military constitution.
And he was a former military.
The military are not given to academic excellence. They are not interested in all those things. That's why they put it there for their own selfish interests.
And we maintained it in democracy.
And yeah, we will tell because it suits our purpose. You can imagine. So that will tell you that we have not started at the content. We are behind the human race. A people that wrote such a constitution for themselves, how do you think they will move forward? And if you check, successive civilian administration are using that constitution to perpetrate evil. If they know that at the end of the day they will account for what they did, will they be doing what they are doing? Will they be doing it promise? They won't. You can see. So they wouldn't want that particular section of the constitution to be changed. They wouldn't. If not, that would have been the first thing. A government that want to check and fight corruption, that is the first thing they would have changed. That after your tenure, if you have been found to have corruptly enriched yourself or you have done something that is against our laws and all that, you will be called to account. You will be prosecuted. My dear, if you put it this way, all of them they will think twice before they do most of the things they are doing. They will think twice.
All right, Barrister, your concluding thoughts in 30 seconds about everything we discussed from El-Rufai's case to Emefiele's story and the rest of them.
What I will look, people should learn. They asked the wise man, how many times will something happen to you before you learn? He said he will not even wait for anything to happen to him. He will use what happened to others to learn a lesson. What happened to the lives of El-Rufai, Amechi and co, who thought that they are the poster boys of APC? Is it not a lesson to tell you that, look, things can change if you are not careful? All the while they were in APC thinking that they can do and undo, especially that El-Rufai, what he did in Kaduna. What that man did in Kaduna, that Christians died under his watch. He's now coming to preach morals to me. He now remember that his government he formed in APC are not doing well. Did he do well in Kaduna? Did he do well? Nigerians, be very careful when they come to deceive you. If somebody comes to talk to you again, go and look at the background of that person. Ask him, where are you coming from? You have come again to deceive me. Nigerians, put on your thinking caps. Don't be deceived again. I know that illiteracy is high, but don't allow these people to take you unawares again, because all of them are the same. You know the right people in this country who want to do the right thing. Look for them. Go and even beg them to come and lead you. Go and beg them. I have seen it in other clients. When they see a very good material, they will say, please, you come. When Anambra was in turmoil for many years, after the court judgment and after the election and everything, when they now want to conduct another election, the people of Anambra went to their elders, one of them, Emeka Anyoku, and said, please, can you choose for us somebody that will lead Anambra? We are tired of Mbadunju and Ngige. We don't want their type again. Anyoku said them to come back in 3 days. He will give them an answer. When they came back, he told them he had 3 names. The first person, Peter Obi. The second person, Peter Obi. The third person, Peter Obi. And the rest is history.
All right. Thank you so much, Barrister Darlington, for your thoughts and reaction on the media news. And we'll bring you the rest of the stories after this short break. Stay with us. Welcome back, and now to the rest of the news. The Arewa Consultative Forum has submitted a comprehensive report to the National Assembly outlining its views and recommendations on the Executive Tax Reforms Bill. The report, aimed by a special purpose committee of experts, aims to provide guidance on the proposed overhaul of Nigeria's tax laws. In a statement yesterday, the ACF National Publicity Secretary, Professor Tukur Muhammad Baba, announced that the report of its special committee of experts had been forwarded to the National Assembly. This comes as the Senate yesterday commenced a public hearing on the tax reform bills. Today, the House of Representatives will open its doors for stakeholders' input on the controversial bills, which sparks intense debate during plenary 2 weeks ago before being passed for a second reading. Away from that, a coalition of maritime transport operators has issued a 3-day ultimatum to the Lagos State government for the immediate disbursement of 2 committees for alleged extortion and harassment of truck operators. The coalition includes the Nigerian Association of Road Transport Owners, Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, and Association of Maritime Truck Owners. Their notice of service withdrawal was issued to the Nigerian Shippers Council yesterday, Commissioner of Police, Port Authority, Police Command, Lagos State Commissioner for Transport, and the Director, Department of State Services, Lagos. In the notice that was made available to newsmen, the coalition accused the Lagos State Committee on Removal of Abandoned Vehicles and the Special Traffic Management Committee and Enforcement Team of provocative and exploitative activities. The transport operators also accused the committees, which were initially established to ease traffic congestions around the Lagos port, of abandoning their mandate for arbitrary arrest and impositioning of excessive penalties ranging from 200,000 naira to 400,000 naira per truck. Justice Ramman Oshodi of the Lagos State Special Offences Court has fixed February 26, 2025 for ruling on whether to continue with the alleged corruption case against the former CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele. The judge fixed the date after listening to arguments and submissions from counsels representing the parties in the suit. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission had alleged that Emefiele accepted gratification and made corrupt demands while in office. The Anti-Graft Commission initially filed a 22-count charge against Emefiele and Henry Omoili. Emefiele was arraigned on charges bordering on abuse of office, accepting gratification, and making corrupt demands while in office. And in a related development, the Federal High Court in Abuja has adjourned the final and trial of former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello over alleged 80.2 billion naira fraud to March 6th and 7th, 2025. The case brought by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission continued yesterday with testimonies from 2 prosecution witnesses. The first witness and General Manager of FA Property Limited, Shegun Adeleke, testified regarding property transactions in Maitama and Gwarimpa, Abuja. Adeleke stated that while he facilitated property sale, he never met Bello, nor did the former governor's name appear on any transaction documents. The second witness, Williams Abimbola, a compliance officer with United Bank of Africa, testified under subpoena. He presented bank records, including statements from the Kogi State Government House, accounts from 2016 to 2024, and accounts belonging to Marcelina Njoko and the American International School, Abuja. The court admitted all documents and adjourned the case to further hearing. Moving on, the African Youth Growth Foundation has efforts to check the malaria scourge in Edo State. Speaking at a workshop organized on malaria elimination in Edo State, the World Health Organization State Coordinator Dr. Ayo Nora emphasized the importance of collaborative efforts in eliminating malaria in Nigeria. Also speaking, the Executive Director of AYGF, Dr. Arome Sailofo, highlighted the body's commitment to supporting malaria's elimination initiatives in Africa. And now to business. Organized private sector has rejected the proposed hikes in value tax in the proposed tax bill, saying they will discourse and discourage investment. Demanding a review of the sections of the bills pertaining to VAT, the OPS expressed concerns at the proposed VAT increase from 7.5% to 15% in 2025, 12.5% in 2026, and 15% in 2030. The UPS, represented by the Association of Capital Market Academies of Nigeria and the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce and Industry, Mines and Agriculture, spoke yesterday in Abuja at the commencement of public hearing on tax reforms organized by Senate committees on finance. Also in business, the All Share Index concluded the trading session on February 24, 2025 in negative territory, declining by 370.43 points to finish at a 108.126.97 points. This represents a 0.34% decrease from the previous trading day's level of 108.550. In contrast, marked volume experienced an increase, rising by 13% from 350 million to 357 million shares traded. Market capitalization fell by 67.3 trillion naira from a 67.6 trillion naira as the index maintained the 67 trillion naira threshold. And from business, we move to sports, where we'll begin our sports segment this morning on a sad note, as Ugandan outfit Viper Sports Club have announced the death of their Nigerian forward Abubakar Lawal. Lawal passed away following a motorcycle accident on Entebbe Road in Kampala yesterday. The 29-year-old player was reportedly on his way to training when the incident occurred. The striker joined Vipers SC in July 2022 from Rwanda's AS Kigali and played a crucial role in their 2022-2023 Ugandan Premier League title victory. He has made 8 league appearances for the club this season. Lawal played in the Nigerian Premier Football League for Kano Pillars FC, Wiki Tourist FC, and Nasarawa United before moving abroad. And still in sports, the Confederation of African Football has appointed Kenyan official Josephine Wanjiku as referee for next week's FIFA U17 Women's World Cup qualifiers between Nigeria's Flamingos and their South African counterparts, Botswana. CAF also appointed Wanjiku's compatriots Mary Njurege, Elizabeth Njurege, and Juma Loki Awino as assistants 1, 2, and 4th official respectively for the clash slated for Pretoria. And now on entertainment, Drake and Petty Neck Doors' Some Sexy Songs For You has officially knocked Kendrick Lamar's Jinx from the top spot in the Billboard 200. Now the album, which is Drake's 14th to the top chart, sold 246,000 equivalent units in its debut week on sale. With their accolade, Drake now tries Jay-Z and Taylor Swift for being the solo artist with most numbers one albums in the chart's near 70-year history. Drake has now released 14 #1 albums in 15 years, while Some Sexy Songs For You is his first album to reach the summit of the Billboard 200. And elsewhere in the world of entertainment, Grammy Awards winning singer Roberto Flack has died at the age of 88. The American singer was best known for her hit songs Killing Me Softly, with his song And the First Time Ever I Saw Your Face. Her publicist Elaine Shock disclosed in a statement that Flack died surrounded by her family members. Rising to fame in her early 30s, Flack became an overnight success after Clint Eastwood chose her song, The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, as the soundtrack of the explicit love scenes of his 1971 movie, Play Misty for Me. The track topped the US chart in 1972 and Flack's up rewarded with a Grammy. The following year, she looked took the coveted record of the year prize at the Grammys for the second time, with Killing Me Softly becoming the first artist ever to do so. Well, and that's it on the midday news. But before we go, let's take a quick look at the headlines again. Tinubu reinstates commitment to $2 billion broadband expansion. This is talking about internet connectivity in the country. And an investment decision, Nigeria secures a $5.5 billion in FIDs, targets more. IGP tax police commands to reduce crime by 15%. And Kano Senator suspension inconsequential, says chairman. Maritime transporters threaten strike in Lagos State. And in business, organized private sector rejects VAT hike, demands review of bills. In the world of sports, Nigerian forward dies after tragic accident in Uganda. And finally, on entertainment, Drake the Drone's Kendrick Lamar on Billboard 200. Well, do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel on YouTube at Voice of the People TV, and on other social media platforms we are just View TV Live. Coming up is Spotlight with Masinachi Cafe. I am Promise. Good afternoon and thanks for watching.